What's up everyone, I'm Callum on Toast, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you some of my first battles from Season 6 of GBL. The team I'm running is Bronzong in the lead, and then Shadow Machamp and Sirfetch'd in the back. The idea with this team composition is basically one of the fighting types acts as bait if I lose the lead, and they'll bring in their anti-fighting type. Then I'll often be able to at least win a shield from them, and then come in with Bronzong to get rid of it, and then this often leaves the path clear for me to sweep with a shield advantage and my second fighting type, and you'll see that in a lot of these battles. One thing I will say is that my team, like every team, has its weaknesses, and for this team it's ghost types. Obviously fighting type Pokemon do like almost no damage to ghost types, and ghost is also super effective against Bronzong. So the only real play is to just do as much damage as I can with confusion and hope that they don't shield, or I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I am able to come back from a ghost lead in this video, so if you want to know how I do that, then make sure you watch the whole video. And with that being said, let's just go straight into the battles. Alright, so into the first battle, we lead Bronzong into cast form, so this is an okay matchup, but we're going to switch into Machamp anyway to bait out any anti-fighting types that they might have. But they're not switching, so we're going to throw the cross chop, and the shield. So we're going to shield this, and then we're going to commit to the counter farm down. We're going to throw the rock slide into whatever comes in. It's a Deoxys, so there's a decent chunk. Now we're actually going to switch into Sirfetch'd, and the reason for this is because we're going to get to a Leaf Blade before they reach a Thunderbolt, and it's unlikely that if they're running Psycho Boost that they'll throw it too early. And then we're going to switch into Bronzong, and at the same time they switched into a Abomasnow, so this is great for us. We resist everything a Abomasnow has, so we're going to comfortably win this, especially since they didn't shield. And then we're just going to commit to the Confusion Farm down. We're going to throw the Psy Shock into the Deoxys to get the last shield. And now we're just going to switch into Sirfetch'd and counter it down. So into the next game, we lead Bronzong into Tropius. We're going to let this go through because we resist Leaf Blade, and they actually throw the Aerial Ace, which is the wrong play. You should definitely throw Leaf Blade, it's a much better move. They switch into Stunfisk, so we're going to switch into Machamp, and we're going to overfarm a little bit and throw the cross chop just before they reach Earthquake. And they don't shield, so that's great. And now we're just going to throw another cross chop because we're not going to reach the rock slide if they throw their energy now, which they do. And we're going to let this go through. Machamp's done its bit, and we're going to come back into Bronzong, and we're just going to commit to farming it down. So Tropius will go down after this charge move. They have a Medicham in the back, so we're going to throw a Psy Shock, then we're going to throw one more Confusion and a second Psy Shock, and then after this we don't want to get farmed down, so we're going to switch into Sirfetch'd and go straight for the Leaf Blade. And we were contemplating undercharging quite a lot, but we went for the Great in the end, and that was enough to KO. Into the next match, we're actually going up against a rank 1 when we were in rank 4, so that's kind of strange. There was no countdown there, it just went straight into go, which is very strange. And they switch into Skarmory. We're going to throw the cross chop to hopefully get a shield, and now we're going to go for the rock slide, and this will KO if they don't shield, so they'll have to burn both shields just to maintain switch advantage. They don't shield, so we get switch advantage and shield advantage. And we have a Bronzong into their Toxicroak, and at this point my opponent basically just gives up. they don't shield the bulldoze, and then they're going to quit. So that's the power of Shadow Machamp for you. Do use your shields if you want to maintain switch advantage against, say, Machamp. Okay, this is a terrible lead, probably the worst thing we can lead into. We switch into Sirfetch'd, and they bring in a Whimsicott. We tried to go for back-to-back Leaf Blades there, and we didn't even get one through, so we're looking to be in a really bad position here. I should have definitely just thrown the close combat, but that's fine. We let their charge move go through, and we commit to confusion farming down. We're going to throw the Side Shock, and they actually bring in Sirfetch'd, which is still bad, but it's much better for us than the Mandibuzz. And then we're going to switch into Machamp. We get off quite a few counters before they throw a charge move. It's just a power up punch, but we shield it anyway. And then Mandibuzz comes in, we're going to shield this, and now we're going to go for the cross chop bait. And if they shield this, they do, and now we can just go for Rock Slide and get the KO here. And now we'll be able to counter down the Sirfetch'd and take the win there. So even in a terrible lead, we were still able to pull it back. Into the next game, we lead Bronzong into Sirfetch'd. Again, very minimal countdown there. The clock started at 1. We go for the cross chop straight away, and we're going to reach a second cross chop. We're going to let this go through. At worst it will be a discharge and we'll still survive, so that's fine. And Thunder Shock is barely doing any damage to us. We're going to shield this and then commit to the counter farm down, and we'll throw a Rock Slide into whatever comes in. Ends up being an Obstagoon, so a cross chop would have been better, but obviously they're going to shield. And now, because we have a second counter user, this game is pretty much wrapped up. They switch into Sirfetch'd to catch us off guard and throw the Leaf Blade. We're going to throw one more counter and then throw our own Leaf Blade. And the Obstagoon is so low that it should go down after just one more counter. And we're able to take that battle. Ugh. Excuse my voice crack there. So Bronzong into Drifblim. This is terrible. The only thing we can do is stay in and hope that Confusion does enough damage. We shield this because it could be a Shadow Ball. It's just an Icy Wind, so this is really bad for us. They shield the Psyshock, and now I'm thinking, because I've been debuffed, that I should just switch into Sirfetch'd and sacrifice it completely. But unfortunately the switch goes through after the charge move, which is really strange. For some reason they switch into Azumarill instead of staying in, and we're actually able to get off a Leaf Blade, and we're able to get to a second Leaf Blade. And that's why you should always overfarm just a little bit to throw your opponent off with their counts. Especially with switch-ins, if you farm a little bit over the charge move before you throw, then they'll often overfarm, thinking it's safe to, and we were able to get the shield out of Azumarill there. We take out Azumarill, and the Drifblim comes back in. We're expecting this to be a Shadow Ball, but if it's not, we're going to switch straight away into Machamp, and it isn't, so this is good. And then they've got a Stunfisk in the back. So they threw the charge move straight away, which is Rock Slide, so it gives us a chance to farm even more energy. And then we're going to go for the Rock Slide. Even though Drifblim triple resists fighting type damage, we probably could have gone for the cross chop there, but we didn't want to take a risk, so we went for the Rock Slide. Into the next game, we lead into Stunfisk. Again, no countdown there, it just went straight into go. They bring in Sableye, which is not great, but we're going to be able to outpace it with cross chop. As long as we bait the Rock Slides, then we should burn both shields at least. We go for the second cross chop, and we get another shield, and we go for a third cross chop, and this won't KO, but it will leave Sableye very low. And at this point we're thinking that Bronzong probably doesn't have too much play against the rest of his team. So we're just going to let this go through. And then we're going to instant switch into Sirfetch'd. We catch a rock slide. We notice the rock slide because it was way too quick to be an earthquake. They bring in a Venusaur and we're hit with a lot of lag, and now have no idea how much energy the Venusaur has, which is definitely not ideal. We go for a Leaf Blade and then we go for a close combat. I was pretty confident that one close combat wouldn't quite KO, which is why I went for the Leaf Blade first. And we get farmed down, which is not great. We sneak in a second confusion there, and we get to a bulldoze, but we accidentally overtap and we hit another confusion. I'm just going to play that in normal speed. So you see here we hit one confusion and then they throw their charge move so that we actually get a second confusion in. But the energy won't register until after the charge move, and as we're tapping on where the bulldoze is, we accidentally overtap and we hit a fast move instead. So we could have actually won that match, but a mistake on my end cost us the game. So into the next game, we lead into Sirfetch'd. Again, no countdown, it was super annoying. This only happened for my first day. On the second day it was fine. We're going to pretend like we're throwing the rock slide, and because we timed our charge move wrong there, we don't even get to a second rock slide. But we did burn a shield, which is amazing for us. So we're just going to tank everything from Tropius, and we're going to completely commit to confusion farming it down. They'll probably reach yet another Leaf Blade, but that's fine. We don't want to leave the Bronzong with much health anyway. We're expecting Sirfetch'd to come in, so we throw the bulldoze, and then we're going to switch into Sirfetch'd. They switch out, but they're running Stunfisk in the back, so this is amazing for us. We have 2 Leaf Blades now, but we're actually going to farm a little bit more. We'll shield once, and then throw a Leaf Blade. And now we're just going to be able to counter down the Sirfetch'd. We'll shield again, and then 2 more counters and it's gone. Into the next match. We'll lead into a shift tree again. At least we have the countdown here, so we have time to think about what we want to do. We throw the cross chop again. We get the shield, and then we're going to go for rock slide, and if they don't shield this, then we're going to take back switch advantage, but they do shield. But that's also fine, because now we have a 2 shield advantage, so as long as they don't have something like a Hypno or a Wigglytuff or something that does heavy fast move damage to Sirfetch'd, then we should be good. We're just going to tank whatever Skarmory throws at us. Ends up being a flash cannon this time, but that's still fine. And then we're going to switch straight away into Sirfetch'd. They actually have a Ferrothorn, so we're going to shield this. We throw the close combat, and my opponent quits because they have no chance. And into the final battle for this video, we'll lead Bronzong into Mew. Again, no countdown, just straight into go. It was super annoying. Now Mew actually beats all 3 of my Pokemon, so there's no point me switching. I'm just going to throw the bulldoze. And they actually shield this, which is really not great for me. There's no point shielding here because they'll just shield again and farm me down. So I'm going to come in with Sirfetch'd because Leaf Blade will actually do a lot of damage and KO at this range. They get to a Surf. We're going to overfarm a little bit and then throw the Leaf Blade. They end up shielding, but that's fine because we get to another Leaf Blade. and we take it out. They bring in Skarmory, so we're going to switch into Machamp because we have at least a little bit more health. We're obviously going to shield this, and then we're going to go for the Rock Slide. And now they have a Scrafty in the back, so this is amazing for us. The cross chop will do a lot of damage. They actually take us out, but we're able to counter it down with Sirfetch'd, and we're able to take that battle there. So I end up going 25 wins and 5 losses on my first day. For some reason I had 6 sets. I don't know if that's because I technically tried to start a set in the previous season but then didn't actually do any battles, but yeah, I was able to do 30 battles on my first day. If you enjoyed this video, then leave a like, leave a comment, and if you're not subscribed, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be doing a lot more PvP videos from now on, and I'll be trying to use a lot of different teams. I would suggest though, if you're trying to rank up as fast as you can and reach rank 24 or whatever your goal is, then you probably shouldn't change your team too much. You should stick to one team throughout maybe the whole of Great League and throughout the whole of Ultra League and so on, because you get to familiarize yourself with basically every matchup, and you know what your win conditions are in losing leads, losing switches and stuff. You know what you have to do to win. But if you keep on switching up your team, then you're not sure how much damage everything will do, and basically you're going to be more likely to make mistakes. But because I'm wanting to put out content, I'm gonna switch up my team and make sure that I have a wide variety of different team compositions to show off. And with that being said, I'm gonna end the video here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.